This is a very long story. But I figure I'll say one more part for today and then we'll come back. But anyway, so everyone was afraid for me to tell Jaden anything, but I knew that if I didn't, not that Lacey was a mean person or anything, but she could get pretty spiteful. So I couldn't take my chances. I said, hey, I need to talk to you about something. And he was like, what? And I was like, Landon has feelings for me. And he's like, I'll kill him. And I was like, calm the fuck down. I also have feelings for him. And in that moment, he started losing it. Like, pissed off, crying, everything. I mean, I guess I would probably do the same thing. But he's like, let's go for a drive. Now, at this point, Landon and Lacey had already left. And were, like, dealing with their own stuff. I have no idea what happened there. Like, they were just kind of talking. And I kind of interrupted him, like, hey, just an FYI, I know you guys are dealing with some pretty hectic things, but Jaden and I are going for a drive. Instantly, both of their attention fell back on me, going with this guy who is completely unhinged for a drive. And he was driving fast and saying things and crying and angry and going fast, and it was a scary ride for sure. And I definitely thought that he was going to kill me in that moment. Not like, you know, take me to forest and kill me, but like kill me because he was gonna drive into a wall for taking us both out, you know, kind of thing. But he didn't, thankfully. And he really struggled with it, but I mean, it is what it is. I told him I wasn't leaving him at that point because I didn't want to deal with the consequences of it. I just told him that I was going to work on me and I wasn't going to give too much attention to Landon stuff, but I couldn't help myself. I was really falling for this guy, and for the next 6 months, no, for the next March, April, May, through the next 3 months, I really struggled with that. I had a hard time picking who I wanted to be with. Not that I wanted to be with my ex-husband, but I was afraid that if I broke up this marriage, like it was my first marriage, I had shame behind it. Like it was just, there was a lot of nonsense I was making excuses about. Nothing real. Anyway, Jaden tried to get me back. I didn't give in to him too much, but then I would. And at some point I made the mistake of telling everybody it was too much. And I told Landon I didn't want to be with him. For him to be with Lacey. And he said, okay. So I cut him off for 3 weeks to see how I felt, to see how he felt, to see if we could get past it. And unfortunately, we couldn't. So for about 9 months of my life, even Jaden and I ended up moving to a new place. I stopped talking to the girl from upstairs because she did some crazy ass shit, which I'm not even going to talk about on this current part because that is a whole story in itself. But eventually I told Jaden I didn't want to be with him again and to move out, and he did. And Landon and I started dating, and it was nice, actually. He was so good to me. Like, I was not used to this love and attention. I didn't even know it could exist, but man, this guy really knew how to make me feel good. And the two of us became inseparable. We hung out all the time. We spent every minute together. Whilst my ex-husband was stalking the shit out of me. I would drive around my neighborhood and I'd see his car at the Tim Hortons right around where I lived. I would call him out on it too. He would drive by my house all the time. He would leave things on my porch. Like, it was getting to be too much. And I did hang out with him every once in a while to shut him up. But I didn't want to be with him. He tried very hard to buy my daughter's love, tried to buy my love. Like, it was a lot. And I did have a hard time letting him go because we did have like a pretty good communication, I guess I would say. Like, the two of us did spend a lot of time together, and we had our own crazy chapter before all of the stuff happened with him. So I did struggle a lot to let him go, but I did end up letting him go. And that is why Landon and I are together now. And we have been married almost fucking 3 years. 3 years in October, but 5 together. But anyways, there's way more to the story. This is just our beginning. But there's a lot of stuff that happened in between, and I'm going to tell you guys next time.